to present to you Park Central, which is a very beautiful project in EC. Actually, the site that you're standing on right now, if you look around, you're surrounded by our projects. Tampines Grant is our project many years ago, and we also did City Life as well, which is just around the corner. So I think for EC-wise, I think this, I have to admit, this is the most luxurious EC I've ever seen and we've ever designed for. In fact, you know, when we do our design, right, we do not segregate projects into super luxe, standard EC, HDB. No, we actually take the same design approach for everything. So regardless of the category of you know, the project that we're working on, we give our ultimate best. We really maximize what the site can give to us. And we really imagine ourselves staying inside there. And we really want to do and give you what we would like to enjoy ourselves when we are residents in this project. So we put ourselves in the buyer's shoes and we really want to understand the psyche and how to actually relate to everything inside here. So for us, we like to stitch the past to the current and to the future as well. So as being an EC, right, you're going to do family planning as well. But the thing is that you like to have a bit of honeymoon years as well. So that is the journey of how you be a couple to a family and maybe extended family down the road. So this is the journey that you know, hopefully everyone takes in Singapore. And this is how we want to design the project to fit the kind of lifestyle and expectations of our audience. So really want to embrace the residents here to really take the, you know, their thoughts into consideration into our design for the landscape. Because I think Raymond has given you many reasons of why this is a very beautiful product and why this is so considerate. All the design is very thoughtful and it's very efficient. So all the plus points are there. So for landscape, I'm going to give you 88 other features and reasons why to fall in love with this project. Yeah, so if I hope that you will fall in love so that your clients will also fall in love with the project. Because once you make an emotional connection to the project, you love it, means you've got a sale. Yeah, because when you walk into a branded store, you will fall in love with the bag or fall in love with the watch. So please let us all fall in love with this project. Yeah? All right. Thank you. So let me just run through with you our very beautiful project for Park Central. So Brian, yes. So as Raymond has embraced the idea, all of us embrace this idea about, you know, this project being inside our central park. So the thing is that for a lot of condos and especially for ECs, right, you see a lot of hardscapes. You see a lot of hard pavement, you see a lot of street lines, you see a lot of this type of approach. But the thing is that, you know, for us, our design, we're actually going more into what MParks has also described, city in nature. Because if you look at the history of Singapore, we are a garden city and a city in a garden. But the step that was taken in 2020 is city in nature. So we want to bind that love for nature into the development so that we have this biophilic approach to the design development for this project. So this is where we are actually going ahead. We are not giving you a pool as a pool, but we're giving you a heightened experience of what it is like to swim in a very natural pool. You feel like almost in a park. So you don't feel like you're part of a condo or part of an EC or part of any kind of other development. But once you go downstairs, you feel like you're actually up in open spaces. And you know that, you know, during this very trying times of COVID, right, we're all at home. So scenery is very important and places for us to go to is very important as well. So with 88 different features that we have here, right, the residents can all spread out in the whole landscape area and find their own personal niche and their human scale, you know, kind of corner that they love to go to. So this is where we have so many facilities so that everyone can spread out and really have a bit of social distancing, but at the same time, you can also feel at home in that space that you create within the landscape areas. So for here, this is a contrast between something which is very busy with something which is very natural and very relaxed. So the landscape here is actually going to reflect that. So once you go into the landscape downstairs, you feel like you're in the middle of a park area. Yeah. So for here, this is what we want to do for the project. We want to review what's the past to celebrate it. And then this is what we have our Park Central Residences concept. Yeah. So just to give you a bit of the background of our thought process, behind each slide you see, there's probably a few tens of other slides that we go through in terms of thought process. But just to summarize, we'll just give you one slide. Yeah. So for here, in the middle here is actually the heart for everyone. So in Park Central, we actually want to basically create the space that for social interactions. At the same time, to also feed this love for biophilia in terms of the fauna and flora as well. And to the left, we're actually talking about the past because we are taking the inspiration of the quarry, which is right next to us, the contour lines of the quarries that go into the site, and how we're going to tie that in with the blue and the green concept. And the right-hand side is how all this is going to fit into the lifestyle of the residents here. Because of course, we also want our creature comfort. So how are we going to stitch all this together? So we've done all these thought processes, and this is how we come back to the design of the project. Yeah, so inspired by nature. So this is where we actually map a bit of the topography of what used to be this site before it's flattened for development. So a bit of a landforms that we have here. So we're just going to take a bit of that hint to bring inside the project proper. And then we start infiltrating with the blues and the greens. So you see that the greens actually flow all the way through. It's not like we have courtyards that's cut off, isolated areas, but basically you can see the landscape actually flows all the way through. It's very fluid. So the thing is that there's no block that gives this kind of like a stack effect. So this is how we want to bring that naturalistic view. So wherever you stand, you can actually see a view that's over and beyond your boundary line. Yeah. And of course, this is the spatial quality we have by introducing the very beautiful drop-off and also the second clubhouse that you see here. So this is actually the anchor for the landscape. So the facilities actually are surrounding it and celebrating the presence of these two features that ADP have designed for. So this is a very simple diagram for us to explain to you about the 88 facilities that's going to be inside here. So just to categorize so that it's easy for you to explain to your clients is that first of all, we have the arrival hall, which is the center of the epicenter of the experience. Next, we have the cove, which is this set of blocks together with a 50-meter lap pool. Next, we have this very beautiful playfield. Why we call it playfield? Because this is a very beautiful, almost 188-meter long linear park in the sense that there's a lot of facilities and activities that's planned inside here, fitness as well as play as well as recreation, all within this 188 meters long playfield. Next, we have the buildings which have what we call the lawn. So the lawn here is that, which EC have lawn as you? No, right? So just trying to tell you that this area is so big, I can give you lawn. And lawn is something that is mostly related to very, very high-end projects where they have very big lawn and one statue, correct? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that is the kind of view that we want. So the lawn actually gives you a very nice expanse right downstairs to your building of the residential block. So this is to explain to you that, in Singapore real estate, everybody wants to maximize, but we have a lot of landscape area that we actually can give you back lawn. So lawn is nice because you can actually kick ball around, have picnic areas. So this is a very nice composition that we look inside for a park. What is a park without lawn? It's not a park. Yeah. So this is why the lawn space is very important, and the lawn actually circumvents each of the blocks that we see here. Okay. Next, we go to the very beautiful lake. So this lake is basically like a very nice free-form pool, and we have different shades of blue that's inside in the lake is to simulate the different depths as you go through. Of course, Singapore pool is only 1.2 meters depth, but we use color to simulate that experience that you're really walking into a deeper part of the lake. And surrounding the lake, there are many facilities such as the jacuzzis, family jacuzzis, we've got alcoves, we've got little areas. These are areas for the residents to retreat to, so they have this very nice human scale proportion to the enjoyment of the landscape facilities. And last but not least, we also have the Park House, which Raymond has explained. It's a very beautiful spiral design, and I think this is really the epicenter of which all the lake pool is surrounding. Last but not least, we have the Sky Terrace, and this is the Sky Terrace that we have added on extra facility, which is above all the things that you don't want to see, your substations, and bin centers. But we turn into a feature because on top of that, it's actually a landscape area, which the units will look down to enjoy as well. So you do not have direct views to things that you don't want to see. Yeah. Okay. So this is the site plan. Yeah, I want you to stare at this for a long time. Yeah, because we work very, very hard on this as well, and we are very, very happy with the result because which project gives you this kind of dimension? Which project? Even the luxury projects that we have, do not have this expanse of space. Yeah, the luxury projects that we do not have that much lawn. The projects that we do not have that much pool. So the thing is that you see how little hardscape there is, because hardscape actually will, it's actually less cost to do, but the client is generous, in the sense that all the hardscape areas that's not necessary is all turned into landscape area and softscape with grass and also usable facilities. So you can see here, the only hardscape we have are areas that we want the residents to use to walk through from point A to point B to point C to enjoy all the other facilities. So you can see that, with the little amount of hardscape we have here, the maximized view is towards water and landscape, which also gives you another plus point, which is you do not have your solar heat radiating back at you, which you will have if you are surrounded by a lot of hardscape. So the water cools you down. When the wind blows, it cools down the whole building. The landscape, when the wind blows, you get the scent of plants. You see the flowers swaying in the wind. You see nice trees. So this is actually all giving you what we call a bit of an invisible design, because scents you cannot see. So there's a lot of layers in terms of how we design this space in terms of landscape for the enjoyment of the residents. So this is the whole entire site plan. And you see how everything is spaced out and how every area is actually usable and how the residents can actually spread out to go everywhere. So basically you're going downstairs to go to the park. You're not going downstairs to E-deck. You don't even see that this is the E-deck. You don't even feel that this is on top of a basement car park. You don't feel it because we make sure you don't feel it. Yeah, so this is how we do our design. So there's 88 numbers of features that we have here. So another 88 reasons for you to explain to your clients of how to fall in love and why to fall in love with this project. So here we are. We have the 88 features here. Yeah. So I'll run through zone by zone so as not to overwhelm you, because you can't remember 88 within like 10 minutes time. So take this back to understand, but understand the concept that, for here, the resident is at the heart of our design. Yes, we put ourselves in their shoes and we will want to experience what they want to experience. We want to give them what we want as well, and we want a lot. Okay, so just to go through, we have the arrival hall, we've got the cove, playfield, the lawn, and then we have the lake, we have the park house, Sky Terraces, which is on top of the park house as well as on top of the 119 stack. We got auxiliary as well, which is all the things that you do not want to see, which is well hidden. So for first one, we're going to be running through with you is the arrival hall. Yeah. So arrival hall is very interesting in the sense that, we've designed the draw-off together with ADDP. And for the flooring, we actually designed for a simple but complicated kind of design on the floor, which is a subliminal message to let the drivers to tell them that please drive round, don't drive tangent or diagonal along this whole driveway. And for that, we also have a center marker, which is where it's going to hold the development signage in the botanical layout. Yeah. Yeah. So Raymond has shown you this before. So this is a very nice drop-off, which we will only see in hotels. Yeah, and very high-end projects. So for us, we don't really take into consideration whether it's an EC, that's why you should do EC level or whatever. No, we take it to a much higher level. We design this as if this is in Orchard Road. We don't design this because it's in Tampines or any other way. So this is how we actually take that consideration into our design. So this is a beautiful drop-off, and the ombre effect of the flooring actually lets the drivers know that this is actually a directional kind of marker, because we don't want to be putting arrows everywhere. So this is actually how we subliminal kind of put the the intent into everyone by doing this as a part of the design. Okay. Yeah. So the cove is interesting because this is where we have the 50-meter lap pool, and we also have it anchored by a aqua pavilion, and also we have sun lounges and hammocks along the space. Yeah. So you can see the dimensions here. The 50-meter lap pool is 12 meters across. It's not 5, it's not 4, it's not 3, it's not 8, it's not 10. It is 12. So you basically can have, you can have your, races up here and down. So you can actually have this as a 6-lane. You to the pool here, why we call it quarry pool is that we have this very nice steps that seems to cut into the structure of the pool. It's almost like how you cut the quarry and when you're harvesting the granite. And also this is to take into consideration the past, which we're stitching into the current and into the future. So this is why we call it the quarry pool. It's our relationship to the past of the site. Yeah. Okay, proceed. Okay, so around this lap pool, we also have function lawns and hammock gardens. These are also quiet spaces around there. So you can see that those are nestled in between all these different palm gardens. And also we have garden pavilions as well for giving shade and rest to the residents. So there's a lot of these small little garden spaces that everyone can escape to and find relief in. Yeah. Next is the play field. As I said, a lot of aids here. No? So this one is 188 meters long to be part of the 88 features that we have here. So this is a lot of facilities that we place in this whole entire stretch. So I'll just give you a run through of that. So down here, many things you can do. You can take the whole day to play this whole entire stretch. And you can finish off with the barbecue at the dual barbecue pavilion. So you can start off with the left, you've got tennis court. Yeah, you've got tennis court for a round of games. We also have futsal. Yeah, play courts with futsal. We got, the kids will have this NASCAR IPPT test, right? So this is a place where they can practice for that, so they can get a goal for mommy. Yeah. So we also have a barbecue, which is over here. So this is also to integrate that family fun within the whole entire play zone. And next to it, we also have outdoor fitness. We've got dining pavilions around the barbecue zone, with a lot of spaces. We also have jogging trail, which is 680 meters length that will circumvent the whole site, which I'll show you later. There's a half-court basketball. There's a trampoline trail over here. And then we also have playgrounds here. Sling seats, takoyaki pavilion, which is another dining pavilion here. And then we also have the bouldering wall, which is at this side. So this is where, kids of all ages can actually play within this whole entire strip. And you can actually call them out for lunch at the barbecue pavilions or call them out for dinner at barbecue pavilions and the takoyaki. So this whole stretch is very interesting. And we also have a lot of planting buffer here. So this planting space is general. So we have a lot of thick planting buffer to buffer against that Tampines Avenue 10 road. So you don't feel like the road is next to you because we are fully planting and you can't really visually see that as well. Yeah. Yeah. So this is just renders of the different spaces that we have. So you got the futsal net, we've got the basketball half court, and we also have trampoline trail. So this is really going to keep the kids very active, and hopefully they'll be tired enough to sleep early, so the parents can take a swim in the leisure pool. Okay. 680. Yeah, we'll show you a diagram to show that, how it can look. Yeah. Okay, next we go to the lawn, which is the spaces that's surrounding each of the blocks. So down here, this is where we pepper in with rain gardens, kid gardens, butterfly trails. We've got garden pavilions dotting around, and we also have a topiary garden. Yeah. So you can see that all the spaces that's around the block here, all these are actually what we call more passive kind of facilities that they can use. So plants that can interact with the different species we have, such as the Busida gardens with the Sunberger gardens. We've got topiary gardens, butterfly trails, meadows, picnic lawns. So there's a lot of this kind of field we can go through. And we also have this special tree, which is called the Timpani Tree. So Timpani Tree is actually over here, number 40, because this is for the namesake of our location. This is the Timpani Tree that started the story of Tampines. So it's a very beautiful tree that we want to celebrate this heritage. So to just bring in the site history into the development of the relationship. And the kind of trees that we plant here, right, will also give the kids, when they have, is it primary 4 school, they have this surrounding the Parc house. And you can see that we also have jacuzzis at little corners here and here. So alcoves as well, so that, residents really have places to, find their space. We also have jetties here for, for the residents to get in and out of the pool as well. So this is a very different feel when you compare it to like the lap pool, which is a 50-meter lap pool. So that one's for serious swimmers who want to swim really continuous laps. But here it's really more for family and for fun. We need a bit of fun, right? So this is where a lot of relaxation. Can't hear? Can you hear now? Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, great. Thanks. So this is really a place of relaxation, and this is one of the very beautiful views from all the units. I can see majority of units will be able to see this view. So I think this is a great selling point, and also because the width here is for 87 meters. I think we don't even see that count 87 meters in a lot of projects. The most we see them is mostly in hotel developments that we do in, let's say, in Sentosa area, but even that is only 50 meters. So this is super luxurious for any standard, not just EP standard, for even a luxurious condo standard. This is super lux already. Okay. Next we go to the lake. Yeah. So the lake here, I'll just explain a bit more about the different facilities we have here. So as I mentioned before, the lake pool has got different. Hello? Went off. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so the lake pool has got gradients of blue color. So this is the feel that you get when you're walking into the lake. It feels like it's getting deeper, but basically it's just using colors to give you the different depths within the pool. So the kind of feel they want to give you is really very sensual and very experiential, because you don't want to feel like you're just going to a pool with a simple flat color, but really a pool that you can actually see the color change as you go deeper inside there. So the jacuzzis are nicely hidden within the garden spaces. So you're almost likely a semi-private space in that sense. It's surrounded by plants with a very nice scent. So it's almost a bit like aromatherapy kind of jacuzzi that you have here. And amongst the palm islands that we have in the development in front of there, you can actually have very nice hammocks inside there as well. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Inside here, you can see the different facilities that we have inside here. So amongst here, we also have the lake jetties, and we have bubble jets and water curtains, as I mentioned, that is coming down from the Park house. So these are the different facilities that you can see that's around this entire lake pool. Okay. So this is a very nice panoramic view of the whole entire development, where this is the center of attraction, I would say. This is the view from the kids' pool with the water play, and behind that is the safari room. The safari room is beautiful because it's air conditioned, and this is for like the kids to play in, out of the sun, and also in comfort, and you can really chaperone them. Yeah. Next, we go to the Park house, the Sky Terrace. So this is the Sky Terrace that's above of the Park house because it's double stories. So on top there, we have different spaces, interior spaces, and we also have barbecue pavilions on top, as well as the outdoor dining spaces. And towards the left-hand side, you can see that this is where we have tucked all the M&E spaces. So on top of this, we've got seating areas, we've got chill-out decks, and we've got different kind of plants hanging down from there. So this is another extended area that we have turned a negative into a positive. So this is the extra garden space is hiding all the things that you do not want to see. Yeah, so some technical information for you. Yeah, so you can see the dimensions. The pool itself is 52 meters, the lap pool is 50 meters. The water surface is 800 for the quarry pool. Yeah, and then this is the expanse. So the water curtains at this location, and we have the toddler's pool that's over here with the children's pool. And the lake pool itself is 1,300 meters squared of water. So you can imagine that we do not, we pull out all the stops to really make this space very beautiful and also reduce the hardscape as much as possible. And a few more dimensions for you where the barbecue pavilions are. So you can see that barbecue pavilions are actually well spaced and away from the units. So the units next to it do not get entertained as well when the neighbors are having a bit of fun. And for here, this is the jogging track, which is estimated about 680 meters length. So I think this is a good workout, even without having to leave the development. Yeah. So that's what we have for landscape. I hope everybody understands, and thank you so much. Thank you. Now over to Ivy.
Back. Yeah, okay. So I want to start off by talking about the design concept for the design concept for the units. So basically what we did is that in line with the architecture and landscape concept, the materials that we choose, right, for the units, like the floor and all that, we use like dark wood, and then for the tiles, we are using like more natural looking stone sort of like tiles. So we want to bring people closer to nature. So in terms of interior provision, this is our take on like how we want to approach this to be in line with the entire scheme. So for instance of space planning, as Raymond explained earlier, that we are trying to plan to have the most efficient style of space. So you can see this later in like the wardrobe, the cabinetry, how we do certain things, how we make the space very clean. Yeah. So next. Yeah, these are the basic unit provisions that we are doing. So basically, like for the living, dining, corridor, and bathrooms, we have 600 by 600 rectified porcelain tiles. And then these are also carried through to the skirting. And then 600 by 300 tiles for use in the bathroom walls. The kitchen, we are going for like a timber look-alike floor tile. So we use tile because it's more durable, and then it's quite special that when you're in a kitchen, you have like a wood-looking tile. So and then also for the bloom drawer system, we are using bloom drawer system and Bosch kitchen appliances. One important thing to highlight is that you all need to, I think it's very important to sell to people, is that all the countertops in the toilets and the kitchen, we are all using, we're not using the traditional sort of like quartz. We are using large format tiles. So you can describe them as like engineered sort of like tiles. So one good way to sell them is that because tiles, they look better, firstly. And then secondly, they are easy to maintain, easy to clean. And also they are more stain resistant than the traditional sort of like quartz countertop material. So that is one very special thing in this development that we think is very important to get through to people. Yeah. Next. Yeah, so the two units that we're showing is basically C8 and D5. So for C8, as mentioned earlier, we have this very unique layout to promote like a dry and wet kitchen sort of like lifestyle. And then even like areas like the DB box, we hide them very nicely with cabinetry, and then we provide additional storing inside. So this is the basic layout for C8, and then next will be D5, which is like a double volume space penthouse unit that we will talk about later. So then just again to highlight how we hide the DB box in this particular dry and wet kitchen concept is that we are integrating this DB box together with the dry kitchen. So this is our approach here. So living and dining room, the basic provision is 600 by 600 porcelain tiles, and all these are in home finish. So these are like, and then also one important thing that we like to show you is the laminated doors with powder coated elementary. We have this beautiful design of the main doors. And later you can see they have like this aluminum inlay, which is black. So I think it's very, very sellable to especially like the younger sort of like buyers. Next. Yeah, so the bedrooms are different. We are using vinyl flooring and matching skirting. So this vinyl flooring, I think, okay, vinyl flooring is small, but then for this one, I just want to highlight one thing that's quite important is I think this vinyl flooring that we're using has like a cork sort of like material backing, so it's softer than what you will normally get. So that when you step, so underneath the tile, there's a softer layer, yeah, to the yeah, okay. And then one more thing is also, so for the bedrooms, the wardrobe system that we are using. So you can see this is not the traditional kind of wardrobe system where you can see the shelves. Normally they are resting on the carcass, on the side panels of the wardrobe. So you can see that this one, right, actually is hanging from the back wall. So we have like a track here. Then you can see that all the weight is cantilevered off the back wall. So this means that the wardrobe is more sturdier, and also it's also easily adjustable. So you can see, and then you can look at in line with the whole architectural intent, we have also powder coated these details, so with like a very nice like bronze tone sort of like finish. So this I think is quite an enticing thing about the wardrobe systems that we do. So you can see even the finite details, like for the basic provision for bedroom wardrobes is that we have this extra drawer unit below which is lockable. So even like the handles here that we have been consistent and powder coated bronze also. So for the master bedroom wardrobe, one added feature that we do is that at the end panel of the wardrobe, we are doing like an accessory cabinet. So the way that we have done the cabinet, actually, the way we have divided is kind of like a retail sort of like concept where you can hang your scarf, have larger items at the top, and then like things like sunglasses and stuff like that in the middle section. So this is also a sellable avenue. So, and then the door leaf is also in a mirror finish. Next we'll be talking about the master bathroom. So the basic provisions for master bathroom. So basically the design, as you can see, there's a large framed mirror, and then next to it is open shelf. So behind this framed mirror, there's also storage. And the countertop, like I was mentioning earlier, we are using a large format tile. So you can see how different it is. So this is like a stone-looking, black stone-looking countertop tile, and then this plays in contrast with the walls where we choose like a stone-looking home finish tile. Something like that. Yeah, so behind you have storage, and then underneath the sink, there's also extra additional storage. So the difference between the master bedroom, if you go back one, this is for the common bathroom. For the master bedroom, and then moving on to D5 master bedroom, it's pretty much the same sort of like finishes. Just that, you know, like if you realize all the ledges for the WC, they're all in tile finish countertop. And then for the shower area, for D5 that you see later, the additional thing that we give is a rain shower. The other ones I don't have is a regular shower. Then all of them have a toiletries ledge inside, also finished in the same tile finish. So this is the D5 common bathroom, pretty much the same sort of like provisions, just that the difference is the sink. So that's now the previous ones you see, this one is the sink that protrudes out, but this is a very large, generous sink. Next. So this one is just to take note the fittings that we're using. So for WC, we're using Gravit, the flush systems, Gravit, Gravit for the shower systems, and Experian for like the bib tap, the paper roll, and towel hanger. Then for the kitchen, this is an example of D5, and this one is a picture of C8. So basically, like as I mentioned earlier, the tiles that we are using for the floor is wood-looking tiles. So you can see in D5, you can see this relation between like the dry and the wet kitchen. So for the countertops for this one, we are using like a stone, a stone-looking tile to finish. So you see it carries through from the dry kitchen all the way to the wet kitchen. So and then for the kitchen appliances, we are using Bosch, and also for the drawer systems, we are using Bloom. So for the kitchen hob, you can see here, we're using like a flush mounted, but this is an extendable sort of like hob over the cooking area. So you can tell that all the fine details in this, we're making everything very flush. So you can see all the handles are all recessed, sort of like full handle detail. Even looking at this is the image of D. Hello. This is the image of D5, and then you can see even over here next to the oven, you can see this same detail that we are using for the DB cabinet, this full handle, bronze, powder coated bronze handle. So you can see how these details make everything very clean and linear inside the space. Next. So you can see the DB box. This was what I was mentioning earlier, how that we hide the DB box and use the same matte laminate finish as the dry kitchen. So this how it's nicely flush inside with recessed full handles. So this is like the servery counter for the dry kitchen in D5. So you can see that we have included shelves, open shelves on the side, and then a nice generous bar counter. Like it almost seems seamless, like a big huge slab of stone on top. So this is all the kitchen appliances. So same thing, Bosch, Monique for the stainless steel sink, Hansgrohe for the taps, and then Bloom for the drawer system. Yeah, this is an image of the DB cabinet, how we hide it. So as seen earlier, this is the same detail. So it's very, very clean. You know, you almost can't tell. And then we provide like a very generous storage below. And then one added feature that we have for this is, remember earlier, like we have a household shelter, right? So what we added on to this is that we added a peacetime door. So this is a louvered slide, and I'm sure you all know PD door, so slide and swing door. Yeah, so and it's louvered, so the space is kept well ventilated inside. Yeah, yeah. So this is also another example of what people can kind of transform the space into. Okay, next, I want to talk about the clubhouse. So I think what's important about selling the clubhouse is more about how you're selling the experience of the clubhouse, right? So what we designed this clubhouse to be, later on you all can see how I've written this in point form. So basically this is the design of the clubhouse. So the experience for the clubhouse overall theme is we want to, of course, be in line with the entire New York atmosphere. So then we want to kind of extract different elements of what makes New York in the different rooms. So like for the function room, for example, we are going with like an American steakhouse theme. But because function room is slightly less formal, so what we want to do is we want to add more of those retro art deco kind of elements in the space. So later you all will see through the floor tiles and stuff like that. Media room, because you know it's a media room, so we want to have more of like a New York Broadway kind of concept. So you can see like all the glamour lights and stuff like that inside the space. And then the colors that we use are more vibrant. Gourmet room is the same as, we are going with the same sort of like look as the function room, but we give it a more premium touch to it. So this, because gourmet room, mainly the function is for people to gather in groups for cooking or like dining sessions. So for families, you know, they can have group cooking, they can have lessons in that. So all these things will enhance the dining experience. And then lastly, library. So library, we want to go a bit more back. We want to have a more timeless sort of like look to the library. So we use like archway features and stuff like that to bring in that classical look to the library. So yeah, next. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, yeah. So this is the layout of the overall scheme. So you can see that throughout how the building is designed is that throughout all the rooms, right, you have like a very big view, very panoramic view of the entire landscape. So yeah, so you can see this function room. There's an operable wall, so there's flexibility. You can make it one big room or media room and the gourmet room. So you can see this is a very interesting spot in the building where you have a very high ceiling in the space. So this is where we have located the gourmet room. So next. Yeah. Yes. It's okay. So this is a operable wall. So then you can split the two rooms, and it can be combined into one big room. Yeah. This one quite a lot. About for seats. Yeah.
We'll take notes to the IC, then
Yeah.
you will see the answer to the IC.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I meant by the media room. We want to have that sort of like glamorous look. So we are using like exposed bulbs to highlight the ceiling. The back wall, we're using like a textured paint with like a classical motif. So you can see that this back wall over here, there's a special feature where we pay tribute to the Broadway legacy in New York. So this wall is quite interesting. It's highlighted by track lights. You know, then we use like a marble, glamorous kind of like TV console. But just to note that this image is only done by us in developing the design. But then this is not shown to buyers. Yeah. So, but this is basically what I meant. And then the function room. So like we are going for that New York steakhouse look. So you can see that the wood finish that we chose is darker. And then you can see that even on the ceiling, it's made like a very nice ceiling design to follow the architectural intent. You can see like the linear lights. You know, you don't get this level of detail so often. And then even the pantry, we have added like some art deco motifs at the end with the shelving. Even the top shelves are also profiled with a classical look. The tiles in the middle also, we have a retro kind of floor tile so that even though we have this American steakhouse look, it's still a bit more informal to suit a function room. And then this is what I mean by having the panoramic views to the into the landscape. Yeah. Next. Yeah, and then Gourmet Room is kind of like having that similar design motif, but you can feel that it's a lot more premium in this sense, because like you can see that we use this archway feature, and then we go with a large format tile to achieve this texture on it. So this is like an oxide kind of like large format tile with indirect lighting. So because it's a double volume space, we are using like suspended chandelier to highlight this. So this is so it's a very nice dining experience. It's a bit, the mood of it is a bit more ambient rather than bright, always so bright. So this is, then over here, this is the counter. So it's like a bar counter at the same time, you can cook on the inside of this area. Yeah, so it's kind of like a show kitchen kind of concept. Yeah. Next. Yeah, so for the library design, we are trying to go with like a subtle yet a timeless space. So this area here, right, we are trying to make it look like a classical library, you know. But then at the same time, we want it to be very functional. So the way that we plan the lights, you know, we have a lot of functional light, and at the same time, we have a lot of ambient lighting. So I think, and we also have this archway design motif to go along to tie all the entire scheme together. So, and then one special feature about this space is that you can see this door over here, right? We have this, it's called like a private port for like, so this one is to address today's common normality of like working from home. So this port, right, inside is like, it gives you like, there's a table and stuff like that where you can do online meetings through Zoom and stuff like that. So this one fits 2 people inside, yeah. So this is one added feature we did after this whole pandemic thing. We decided we should address this problem in this space. Yeah, so we have also designed, you know, this door very nicely aligned with the overall design intent. Yeah, so there are a few keywords that I've put inside the slides that, you know, can help you describe the space better to people. Yeah. So I've come to the end of the presentation. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Yeah.